Good morning, Kabroda crew. Welcome back to our live stream. Hopefully y'all had a good yesterday. Got into that move to the upside, or maybe even took that trade down back to our pattern here. Not a lot really happened yesterday at the end of the day, honestly, because we just kind of broke up, hit that top level of 113, and then broke back down right into our pattern that we were already in. And we're basically sitting right where we were sitting yesterday. So nothing really happened. We do have that recap coming out though at 10. So if you guys are interested on seeing more in depth on what we were kind of thinking on this breakout up, what the battle box kind of said yesterday, that kind of thing, that'll be coming out at 10. So check that out. Alright, well, I guess we'll just head on to our GPT and kind of get it set up for today. Kind of see where the market's going to go, as Spirit Maker is already asking. We're going to go up or down, so we'll try to answer that question on the stream here. See what we can do. I'm just going to type it again. I think we said... let's make a DMR, I think is what I did last time. Still in the process of getting this the GPT up to date so you can actually use it like normal. For right now, we still got to type some certain things to get the correct answers and stuff out of it. Like obviously, like let's make a DMR, because if you click on the button I normally click on, which is the first option there whenever you open it, that causes it to make a different market recap. One of that it just makes actually. So we'll just go ahead and get our screenshots. I'm gonna go grab the news as well before I do that first. So we'll open up our Google here, and we're gonna go to crypto. Okay, cryptograph.com. Spelled it wrong. There you go, cryptograph.com. I have it saved in one of my bookmarks. We're going to go to today, the 22nd. Looks like we don't have any real news for today. Got a CPI going on at 1, so that's really not going to affect the market. And then that president speaking again today, President Lagarde, or Lagarde, I don't know how you say his name. But he spoke at 7:25, so we should already even be past that. Shouldn't really have to worry about that at all. So we'll go ahead and get our screenshot of that news just for the GPT. Close that down. We're going to go back to our GPT, put it in here. And then we're going to get our 4 different screenshots for the time frames. So for this, I am going to go ahead and turn off my different lines here, my FRPP levels really is what they are. Turn them all off over here in the object tree. And then we're going to go to the 4 hour, and we're going to double click all of them, set them to auto. That way we can kind of see what's happening on the chart, and then we're just going to go ahead and screenshot the different ones. So starting with the 4 hour and moving down. 4 hour, 1 hour. And the easiest way to do the screenshots is Windows key, Shift, and S all at the same time. That'll give you a little screenshot tool. You can also look it up in the Windows search thing down at the bottom. Down here, if you type in snipping tool, you'll also find it. Same thing. Windows key, Shift, and S is just the hotkey for it. So you got three screenshots now. And we're going to grab that last one on the 5 here. Alright, so you got all 4 screenshots in here, plus the one for the news. Next thing we're going to do is those FRVP levels. Easiest thing you can do is type FRVP levels. And go down a line or two and do 24 hour. And under that we'll put our different levels, so volume area high, point of control, and volume area low. Go a couple down again and then do warning levels. Same thing, volume area high, point of control. Oh, dang it. And if you accidentally send it like that, you can just go ahead and copy and put them back in there. It shouldn't make you a market recap without all this stuff, so you don't have to worry about it really. So the main thing to remember is to press shift and enter at the same, like hold shift and then press enter, because that'll get you to the next line. If you just hit enter, it'll actually send it into the GPT. So we're back with our things. Now we'll do 30-minute candle. That's the last thing that we're going to type on here. 30-minute candle, high and then low. Just like that. Now we got all of our different levels ready to go in here. So we're going to go grab those levels from our trade view. Easy way to do this, go to 1 hour. And we're going to go to over here on the left side where our tools are. Underneath from the crosshairs, you're going to go down to 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Click over, go to volume base, fixed range, volume profile. And this is the tool that we'll be using for the FRVP levels. You're going to start at yesterday at 7, so Tuesday at 7, so 7 candle at 7 to today at 7. And that's why it's easiest to do this on the hour, because you'll just need those 2 candles. And then we're going to go ahead and turn back on our 24-hour lines here, and I'm just going to drag the volume area high will be the red one, volume or POC will be the yellow, and then volume area low will be blue. And you don't have to get those super exact, because the support and resistance are zones, so you don't really have to worry about getting them off a little bit, because more than likely you're still going to be in that zone. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and copy these. So I'm going to go grab the coordinates from the volume area high, go over to the PS or the 24-hour and paste it in there. And I'm just going to go through the different levels here, just grabbing each one, copying it, and then pasting it in the next thing. If y'all have any questions about this stuff, just make sure you drop them in the chat. We'll try to get them answered as fast as we can. You can even ask questions about some of the TA and stuff, and we'll try to answer it. Moving on, so we got our FRVP levels here at 7 to 7 is what we just did, and then you're gonna grab that back end. So we were at 7. Gonna grab the back end and pull it now to 3 o'clock this morning, and that'll give us our morning ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off our 24-hour levels. We'll turn on our morning levels, and these are gonna be the ones that will drag now. So drag volume area high goes on red, POC is on yellow, and volume area low is on blue. Same thing, we're just gonna copy them and paste them right into their corresponding areas. And once you do get it started, like once you first do the settings and go to the coordinates tab and get it highlighted, you should just be able to click on settings and click copy every time. You don't actually have to like go and find it every time. You just click settings and just press Control C right away. Okay, last thing that we're going to do is grab that 30-minute candle. So we're going to go back to TradeView, go to our 30 minutes here, and I'm going to go ahead and close my lines out just so make it easy. If you go to the object tree, you can go over to the right here, go to the data window, and this will show a little box here. You can do the high and the low here. And then on our 30-minute, we're going to go to that 7:30 candle. And then we're going to look over at the right of the screen, over at this box. And that will show us the high and the low for today. So today we got a high of 108,329. So 108,329. And then we'll go back to the thing again. Hover over our 7:30. Low is going to be 107,863. Sweet. So we got all of our different levels on there. That's all we're going to need. We can go ahead and send that in now, and we'll get that DMR rolling. All right, we're starting with our TA with that 4 hour. So go ahead and I'll read the battle box, what the battle box has to say, and then we'll kind of go over some of the TA ourselves. We're going to head to that 4 hour first. So the GPT says price is sitting just above the 24-hour volume area low, 106.7K. It's actually a lot more above that, but regardless, structure shows compression under the declining MAs with prior impulse rejection from the 111.4 to 111.8K zone. Wait time oscillators are curling low but not yet crossed up. The virus is neutral to bearish, consolidating support tests with lower values. Alright, so checking out the TA, we had breakdown this morning, tested that 24-hour volume area low, and then we ended up coming back up, and now we're kind of just sitting somewhat in our zone. We are actually testing that volume area high, seeing if we can get a break here or not. As for the indicators, MACD just crossed down, so we only have 4 candles. Typically you get about 6 or 8 candles before you see the flip there. So going off of that, we still have quite a bit of room here to continue down. The RSI is curling to the bottom, so we're seeing that curl here on the slow moving average is kind of going to starting to break through that 50 level zone and head down lower into the more oversold range. Stoaches are saying that we're looking like we're going to possibly get a little bit of an up run. However, stoaches are not super important on this high of time frame. Alright, going to the 1 hour. So I'm going to go ahead and close out my FRPP level there. The battle box says price printed a sweep of 106.1K, bounce to 108K POC zone, but sellers are defending below 109K MACD. Is flattening and RSI divergence is mild. The bias is reactive bonus with lower value. Watch for 108.3 and 106.8K for rejection. Alright. So we came down, we bounced off of the support here of the volume area low at 106.7 basically. And then we're starting to come back up and retest this volume area high here. Really kind of just watching to see if we can get that break there. We are slowly starting to curl here on the MACD. You can see momentum is fading there. RSI is starting to kind of curl to the upside, so we'll see if we can continue that and get a break to the upside. And then last but not least, stoches are also currently to the upside. However, still longer time frame, so stoches are not super prevalent here. All right, moving on to the 15-minute. So as you can see in the 15-minute, we actually just got that break, and now we're getting that retest. The battle box says short-term recovery leg after overnight dip. Moving averages are compressing, and VWAP is near price. The bias is neutral compression. Momentum is building, potentially breaking out. Our breakout is attempted above 108.2K. So we're possibly getting a breakout here. As you can see, we did get that closed above the volume area high, and now we're getting a retest. Looking actually pretty good on the 5-minute, besides we are below that 200 here. The MACD here is crossing to the upside, so we're getting a little bit of a bull run here, according to the MACD at least. And you can see that the RSI here, the slower moving average, is currently to the upside too. So we'll see if we can continue that and go up. Stoches are actually topped out, so that is a not so great sign, but stoches could stay up there for a decent little bit. And they are a little more prevalent on this 15-minute level. Moving on to the 5-minute. So for the 5-minute, we got macro structure shows equally highs around 107. Oh, my bad, I just moved that. Macro structures around 107.9 to 108K, with declining history and momentum possible. Mini disruption forming below 200 EMA. Cautious scalp range behavior until break trigger is confirmed. So we kind of just got that break trigger confirmed. We'll see if we can hold here. Technically, we are looking at taking something kind of like this. Stop below the volume area low here. Target, we haven't really looked at targets yet, but we could be possibly targeting this level here or higher. Continuing up there. Something like that. That's kind of our target levels there that we're looking at. But we will see if we get that break continuation up even farther. Let's see if we get that breakdown. Other TA on the 5-minute, you can see that MACD is currently to the upside. RSI is also continuing upwards, and then stoches down here at the bottom are pretty topped out. It doesn't quite show that we're done with the move yet, because we could continue to see some more of that up move here, but only time will really tell. Have to keep watching here as we continue up. Yeah, that's kind of RTA. That's kind of what we're looking at for today. So overall, we are below this 21 here on the 5-minute, but we're getting that sort of pattern here of somewhat of a triangle. So we'll see if we can get that break to the upside. Possibly could just break and continue here up to the upside. We'll see. We did just get that 5-minute break here, and then now we're getting that retest. We'll see if we can continue that. Other than that, above that we do have the 200 here on the 15, so that'd be kind of that next level, pretty close to our first target that we were kind of looking at, and actually pretty close to that flag that I'm pretty sure I just randomly drew. I don't think I actually measured that out. 15-minute is under its 200. Yeah, it is under its 200. So we'll see if we can get that break to the upside or not. Yeah, so we are below our 200, so that is more of a bearish sign. That's something to kind of watch for as you're trading. That's what the Spear Maker's talking about. Especially some like the 5-minute and the 15-minute. Both of them are under their 200s as of right now. Same with the 1 hour, which the 1 hour is actually the 200 is pretty close to that first target. So that is a possibility that will slow down, turn around there. That could be some resistance. Same with the 4 hour, I believe we're under the 200. Yep. So either way, we are on quite a bit under both, well, all of our 200s. So we'll see if we can get a breakup through some of the smaller ones, and that will lead more into the larger ones. With the 4 hour, we did actually not quite get there, but yesterday we essentially just rejected off of the 4 hour there and continued down. It's because if you remember, there are all zones, so kind of got that zone here of buffer room. So as we come up and test the 200, you'll see we don't always make it there. Same with any of the moving averages. Whenever you test them, you don't always make it there. Or sometimes you kind of just tap them and then continue. It's kind of like this here. You can see we didn't actually get a close on the 200 here, but we did come down and test it a couple times before continuing up. This one's a little bit farther than typical, but still, same thing. We did get that test there and then break down. We'll see what we kind of get here. We are watching for that. This trade would kind of break down if we break below this 21. As always jump out if it ever gets below that 5-minute 21. That's kind of our style here at Kabroda. That's what we were looking for. So we'll see what happens here. That's technically what the battle box is saying for now. We'll see what happens. Honestly, would like to see that break of the flag here kind of break up. It is a little more sketchy to take trades as they are below the 200s. That makes it a little more sketchy. So we'll see what we can do here. See how we need to hold that 110, 725. If not, time to short. Yes, so that'll be the POC right here. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's that 21. Yeah. So if we don't hold that 21, it's time to get out and look for that short to come in. Let's go back to our, can I look at the daily? We are right above the, wow, okay. We are right above the 200 on the daily, so that should be some pretty major support there. Right on, let's see, that's right at 108 basically. Yep, we're kind of holding that. We're going to see if we can continue to hold that, or if we're actually going to break down here below that. So that's some pretty major support there. We are actually, the daily is showing that it is kind of bottomed out here. You can see it. We had about, let's see, 3, 6, 8 bars before we started to curl. So good amount there. Now we're showing some weakness in the bears, starting to curl back to go to the upside. Same with the RSI. We are down low, starting to kind of flatten out, ready to curl to the upside as well there. As for the stoaches, we are on the bottom, starting looking for the upside as well. Again, stoaches, longer time frame, not too worried about that. But that is a good point, Spear Maker. We are kind of looking for us to hold that daily right there, which is pretty much pretty close to that 5-minute 21, so everything's kind of lining up with it. 15-minute 21 lines up with it as well. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for. So if we really need to kind of hold this POC, essentially, the 24-hour POC here. If we don't, then we're looking for that down trade here to continue down. Possible short here in the making. But until that happens, this is technically the trade. We broke up, closed, and then we retested. We'll see if we continue on that retest or if we're gonna break down. We'll jump out of this and be looking for that short there. So we'll check out the rest of the recap kind of while we're waiting to see what happens here. We got all of our different levels here on the second section, and then below that you can see we got some different trade strategies to look at. We are going to go over the battle plan, so we'll kind of skip that section. Here we got our volume news that could possibly have volume, I guess. We know neither of them are really too crazy today. 100K looks like the bigger short target. Yeah, could be. We'll see. Gotta get that breakdown first. 5 is going to be our execution considerations. So the session type is normal to low volume per AE, open volatility expected after 9. It's just basically this is just some stuff to watch out for as we're taking the trades. So we're favoring the 15 to 5 minute adaptive confirmation. So we're looking for that 50-minute close, 5-minute retest. And then watch for that 108.6 break or the drop below that 108K range, as we know, because that's kind of the 21 and the daily 200 and such. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and I believe we just said make a battle plan yesterday. We'll see if this works. Ever since that update, our GPT has gotten a little weird. Alright, I guess this works. So we got some different checkpoints. We kind of already went over all of this. If we get that breakout, so the break above the level we already broke above, now we're kind of starting to break down here, almost trying to kind of just jump the trade and just look for that short here. But if we do get that close retest, that's where we kind of get in for the offensive kind of attack. And then obviously if we're looking for that bear side, we're looking for that break below the volume very low down there. Or, well, really for this one you could almost trade the POC, and I think I don't have my lines on here. I think I forgot one. Where is that line? I'm trying to find my volume area low. Okay, wow, it's way down there. That's gotta be wrong. Let's see, what was our volume area low supposed to be for today? Go ahead and fix this here. Well, yeah, not as far down as I thought. Or not as high up as I thought, I guess. But that's kind of where we're looking to break, is that volume area low. Possibly could take it on the break of the PSC if you want to do more aggressive, I guess, because you know this is some major resistance here at the 5-minute 21 type area. So if we get that breakdown, then we'd be kind of looking for more of a breakdown, continuation down trade. And looks like that might be a possibility here. So we'll kind of see how we break out today. It kind of just depends on which way. We are looking more bearish, honestly, especially as time goes on. Be hard to get that break 2 days in a row. And we'll see if we get that close on the 5 minute below that 21. That'll kind of be our jump out of this trade and start looking for that short, as I've kind of stated already. Yep, that's kind of what we're looking at for today. So more than likely we're going to get that short today. Possible targets of that 100K level that Spirit Maker was talking about. Let's see if I can find on this thing where the so our short trigger is that 106,700 area. It says, which is kind of that volume area low. We'll kind of fill out this wick. There is that possibility that we go and fill out the wick from the other day, that Friday when we spiked down. So we'll possibility we target all the way down here, fill this wick. Possibly, but we will see. Kind of see where we go here on this trade. Possibility that we do go to that 101 or lower to that 100K. 98K was a target a while ago, so that's still possibly another target here at 98.2. We'll kind of see what is happening here, where we're going to break down. Yes, we are looking for that breakdown on the 15 with the 5 minute entry there. It does look like we're going to get that close to below the 5 minute 21, so we'll kind of just have to jump out of our trade. We'll get out right there. Be out of our trade here for the morning. Unsuccessful. Well, unsuccessful in making us money. It was still a good trade according to the system. I guess we could have waited a little bit longer for that confirmation that we're going to continue up, but either way. Now we're kind of looking for that down trade. So we're looking for a flipped position here on the other side. Stop above the 21s here on the volume area high. And we could throw our stop a little bit farther out, and we're really targeting at least that 106.7 is kind of our first target, and then we continue down from there. 106.300, 105, 104, and then 103, and then all the way down to 101, and then 98 could be our full-blown target. We'll see how much we drop. We do need to kind of fill those wicks to continue and to kind of like reset, get that TA back in line. But yeah, now we're kind of looking at that possible down trade here. Yeah, we are going to get that close below, so good thing we jumped out of that trade there. See what happens here, I guess. Kind of watch this last 5 minute candle, see what happens in the next 20 seconds, and then we'll probably just be jumping off, heading to get our yeah, we'll just be done with the stream for today. Kind of see what happens for the rest of the day. Looking for that short. Yeah, that was it there. So close below, definitely time to get out. If you didn't get out here, it is time to jump out down here. So got that break of that 21, got the close below. So even if it didn't hit our stop, it's time to jump out because the trade is over. For now, at least. Now we're looking at that down trade. Didn't end up getting our up trade there. But yeah, that's kind of the market not market recap. That's kind of the live stream for today. That's what we're looking at. We're definitely watching for that down trade. If you do want to catch our market recap, we'll have that coming out at 10, kind of going over what we were looking at yesterday, how the spike went, what the battle box was saying, what trades we were watching, that kind of thing. So check that out if you're interested in that, or just interested in learning a little bit more about TA. That's also a great place to go and just kind of get a little bit of, I guess, crumbs off of our table, if you want to say. So yeah, check out that. Check out our X account if you want to get some of these levels from the live stream. We'll be posting them in there here shortly. But other than that, hopefully y'all have a good day, happy trading, and we will